Good morning, students. Today we take up a very important topic of the 10th standard, and that includes natural vegetation of India. Forests and vegetation is a very important resource because we get several precious gifts from this resource. The flora and the fauna are perhaps the most important of all the natural resources. Forests are of great importance both environmentally and economically. Now, when we talk about the natural vegetation of India, it mainly consists of five broad divisions, which includes the tropical evergreen forests, the tropical deciduous forests, the tropical desert, the littoral, and the mountain vegetation. Let us now learn about each type of forest in detail. Now, when we look at the map of our country, we find that the tropical deciduous forests, they are found to be dominating most of the area because India normally receives rainfall to about 3 to 4 months from the monsoons. Some areas get very heavy rainfall, so they are dominated by the tropical rainforests, especially the western part of the Western Ghats and the northeastern part of India. The mountain vegetation or the montane forest dominates the Himalayas and its higher reaches, which are found in parts of Jammu and Kashmir, parts of Himachal, Uttarakhand, and in the northeast. The mangroves are confined to the areas where the rivers meet the sea. And the thorn forests are found basically in those areas where there is very scanty rainfall. So we can say that forests depend upon rainfall, and different types of forests are found depending upon the type of rainfall and the type of temperature they are experiencing. Now, as far as the tropical evergreen forests are found, as I have already told you, that they are found in the western slopes of the Western Ghats because these areas get rainfall from the approaching monsoons and they get very heavy rainfall to the tune of nearly 200 to 300 centimeters. Here, the temperature is about 25 to 27 degrees centigrade, and these are the areas which are having the tropical rainforests like Assam, parts of southern West Bengal, northeastern Orissa, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and the Lakshadweep Islands. The features which the tropical evergreen forests exhibit are that they appear to be green throughout the year because they do not have any particular season where all the trees shed their leaves. So these forests appear to be green throughout the year. And since rainfall is very heavy, these trees they have also been experiencing a very high humidity to the tune of about 77%. The trees reach to a very great height, say about 60 meters or sometimes above. Since the region is very warm and wet, it has got abundance of vegetation of all kinds. Trees, shrubs, creepers, epiphytes, all are dominating the forests. The most important trees which are found over here are the hardwood variety of trees, which are mainly used for their hardness, and so they are used for making railway sleepers, furniture for construction purposes, and they include ebony, shisham, rosewood, ironwood, toon, etc. Next comes the tropical deciduous forest. Now, since India is a monsoon belt region, so large areas are getting about 3 to 4 months of heavy rainfall. Therefore, the entire country is under the effect of monsoon for about 3 to 4 months. However, this 3 to 4 months of heavy rainfall supports large number of trees, which some of them are evergreen like the mango, peepal, jamun trees, and some of them are deciduous, that is, they shed their leaves at least once a year. So, depending upon the availability of water, these monsoon trees are grouped under deciduous forests, which are dry and tropical moist. The dry deciduous are found in the drier regions where, uh, for example, in parts of eastern Rajasthan, which gets less rainfall, parts of Punjab, southern Kashmir. But tropical moist deciduous is more dominant because it is mainly found in large uh, regions of the Gangetic Belt, parts of Madhya Pradesh, large areas of uh, eastern Gujarat, uh, western Orissa, and in the central part of India. The moist deciduous forests are found in about those areas where the rainfall is to the tune of about 100 to 200 centimeters. The trees shed their leaves during the dry season, but each of the species has a different time of shedding the leaves. Shisham, sandalwood, teak, and sal are the most common trees which are found in the moist deciduous. Khair, rosewood, and the bamboo plant is also very commonly found in areas which get heavy rainfall. The vegetation belt covers these states, parts of Jharkhand, West Orissa, and Chhattisgarh, and the slopes of Western Ghats. Here we can see that the moist deciduous trees, which include sandalwood used for toiletries and perfumes, then teak, which is a very important tree which is found in the deciduous areas and it is mainly used for making furniture, good quality of doors and window panels. The sal is equally important for construction purposes. In some areas, especially of Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, where the rainfall is to the tune of about 70 to 100 centimeters, peepal tree and the neem trees are very, very common. However, it has been found that large areas of the tropical monsoon forests have been cleared for cultivation and grazing. The tropical deserts, this vegetation is found in areas where the annual rainfall is very scanty, that is less than 70 centimeters. Temperature is very high to the tune of about 40 to 50 degrees centigrade. So the range of temperature in the night and the daytime is very different and therefore the diurnal range shows to have a very large range of temperature. Plants have got a stunted growth, that is, they cannot grow very tall because of lack of water. The vegetation mainly consists of xerophytes, which includes bushes, shrubs, prickly pear. Leaves are very small or reduced to spines to check transpiration. Another very important adaptation of the tropical desert forests are that these plants they have got very long roots so that they can go deep down under the land in search of water. In some places where rainfall is slightly heavy, we find kikar trees, acacia, and the date palms. So these are the types of forests which we have already talked about. That is tropical rainforests in the western part of the Western Ghats and in the Assam region, that is northeast. Tropical deciduous dominates most of India. The montane forests confined to the mountain areas, the mangroves in the estuaries of several of our rivers, and the thorn forest in parts of Rajasthan and parts of central India, which is lying in the lee side of the Western Ghats. Lastly, we come to the littoral forests. Now, these littoral forests means onshore. These forests are common in areas along the coasts and the mouth of the rivers which are affected by tides. It can survive both in fresh and saltwater ecosystem. So these forests are found in the deltas, the estuaries and creeks which are found in these regions. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands, the Sundarban areas, the Mahanadi Delta, the Godavari and the Krishna, and the Kaveri Delta. These swampy forests can survive both in fresh and salt water. The trees have got aerial roots which can enable them to breathe air. The most important tree which is found over here is the Sundari tree, and that is why the name Sundarban, which is dominating the deltaic region of the Ganga and Brahmaputra rivers. A major part of it lies in Bangladesh, but a considerable area lies in India. These trees are very valuable for timber and construction for making of boats. The Sundari trees, the Bruguier, and the Hintal, these are the major types of trees which are found in the deltaic region. Mountain vegetation. The Himalayas have a natural cover of vegetation ranging from subtropical to subarctic. The climate conditions change with altitude and the direction of the slope of the Himalayas. Now, in the Himalayas, the northern slopes, that is, the ones which is facing the poles, receive the oblique rays of the sun and they get the sun rays for only a few hours during the daytime. So, the vegetation over here is of a great contrast to those which are in the southern slopes, which receive comparatively vertical rays and they are warmer and have a vegetation up to a higher altitude. So here you can see how the areas in the northern slopes are not so very dense compared to the ones which are in the southern slopes. The altitude is the most important factor controlling the vegetation type in the mountainous region. Vegetation in the foothills which are found are different than those which are found in the uphill areas. The foothills have a tropical deciduous type of forest which include trees like sal, and as one goes higher up, it is taken over by the temperate deciduous forest which includes trees like oaks, chestnut, chir, etc. Higher up, at a higher altitude of about 1500 to 1700 meters, the coniferous trees dominate. And the most important trees are pine, cedar, fir, and spruce. Alpine vegetation is found above 3,500 meters of height, that is the tree line. It consists mainly of grasses in the higher altitude. Beyond the snow line, nothing grows, and it is mainly dominated by the glaciers and the ice and snow. In some areas where the height is great, scrub and shrubs as well as grasses and some flowering plants dominate in these areas. So here we can see that as the height increases, the temperature condition is changed, and because of the reduction in the temperature, rainfall changes into snowfall. So depending upon rainfall and the amount of temperature, the vegetation keeps on varying from the foothills to the higher reaches of the Himalayas. So these are the trees which are grown in the coniferous belt, which includes the pine, the deodar, and the silver fir. The oak tree is found in the lower levels along with the chestnut and the cher. In areas which are above the tree line, except for birch, no other trees can grow, which is having a height of about 3,500 meters. The coniferous trees, if you look at them carefully, they all have a type of a conical shape. They are very tall and they are characterized by softwood, unlike that of the tropical trees which are having a hardwood variety. So most of these trees are used for making of pulp and paper. They are soft and white in color, and they are also used for making matchboxes, matches, packing cases, and planking. So that is what we have enough time for today. Thank you.